Hey, I really didn't have anything planned out to say sitting down for this. I figured I'd just wing it. It's been, I believe, about a month and a half, 2 months since my last, no, it's been longer than that. About 2.5 months since the last one. I've come a long way, most definitely. There's a lot of small victories that I've had through it, but first and foremost, on my weight loss journey, I weighed this morning, I'm down to 333. That's a total of 37 pounds lost. And I'm proud of myself for it because I've been losing weight since March, and it's April, May, June, July. About 4 months around in there, because I can't remember exactly what week of March I actually started. And today's actually the 4th. This episode, I really didn't have a direction that I wanted to go with it because I tossed around for weeks what to even do, because ever since the last one, I knew that it'd be a while before I could do number 3. The end of May and into the beginning of July is a very hectic time for us. We just have a lot of stuff going on. So what is this episode? I may have put it in the title, I don't know. But I've noticed within the past few weeks that my eating has started to spiral out of control. If there's something that I've learned from diet and exercise, there's a reason that the word diet comes first. I have lost all motivation to try to eat healthy. I want to, but it's just hard to. Going from somebody that used to be a compulsive eater, you know, I was a comfort eater. And so whenever you go for as many months as I have on it, you tend to have your low moments. And this whole episode is going to be about a low moment that I'm having right now, that you guys are witnessing me experience right now. I've got to get my eating back on track, because the lowest I've been down to was 331. And for the past few weeks, it's been doing this. It's been back up to like 336, 338 even, back down to like 332, and it's just done this right here the entire time. It's not like a plateau, because I've experienced plateaus already where I'll stick between like a 2 to 3 pound barrier. No, this has been like constant, where I'll like get back on it for a few days. And you know, since I work outside in the hotlands of North Alabama, I sweat profusely, and it's a problem of keeping enough water in me. It's actually a problem. I have to drink and drink and drink and drink, which helps, but at the same time, it's just aggravating. This episode is probably gonna be one of the more real ones, because if I don't get my eating under control, I might as well hang it up. These 37 pounds that I lost, and you know, the more on the horizon that needs to be lost, I might as well hang it up if I can't get back on track. I'm still on Weight Watchers, but it's hard for me to track. It's hard for me to want to track. I had built up that habit of doing it, so I don't even know how I'm gonna get my eating under control. But you guys are gonna go with me, because maybe there's somebody out there who's in the same boat I am. And if I can figure it out, hopefully you can figure it out too. But I've definitely got to do something, because I am unhealthy. See, I got you there on that one. So if there's anything that I've learned about dieting and exercise is that you have to set goals for yourself. If you don't have any short-term goals and long-term goals, the short-term are just as important as the long-term. If you don't have those, you're just going to fall apart. If you don't have anything that you're working towards, you're just going to fall apart. Obviously, you're going to have a long-term goal. You're going to think, I want to get down to a certain size. And I don't think I've really ever said what size I wanted to get down to on here. I want to get down to 225. Some people was like, man, that's still kind of big, ain't it? I don't know. I don't know what I look like at 225. I know what I look like at 250. Hold on. This, I have a picture right here. I don't know how well this is showing up on the camera because I can't see it right now. I haven't used a different camera. This is what I look like at 250. I wasn't just too big at 250. I'm a large man. Just know that. But that was me at 250. I had lost a lot of weight at that point in time. I have no idea what I look like at 225. My goal may change whenever I get there. A few things that I have started to notice though along my weight loss journey is I'm starting to get a little bit of excess skin, especially my arms. You can see right here. No, I don't want to show this on camera, but I'm trying to be real with you guys. Let me look. I got arm flab now. Used to be my arms were just fat, now they're flabby. And they got, where I had stretch marks, I don't know how well you can see that. You may not be able to see it at all, but whenever I pull on my skin, it has this weird, crazy pattern that comes up in it. It's from stretch marks. Yeah, it's embarrassing. It's very embarrassing. That's why I don't wear shirts like this unless I'm lounging around the house. But you get to see my farmer's tan, so there's that. All right, so I have a few goals that I'm going to go ahead and line out on the whiteboard here. Goals are very important. Everybody, when they're trying to get healthy or lose weight, they have a goal weight in mind. But there's more others that you need to set for yourself, so that way you're not just looking all the way down at the end. You know what I'm saying? Like, you need to have things that make you feel good that you can work towards small term, even things that are more medium to long term that's not just your goal weight. I have a few that like deal with fitness as far as being able to work out and athleticism and stuff. So I'm gonna go over long-term goals first because they'll be the easiest to cover. Well, if this marker decides to crap out, we'll take care of it. So first on my long-term goals is my goal weight, which is reach 225. Why is it right there where it starts to crap on me? Stop it. Nobody wants to deal with your bull crap today. Frick yeah. Okay. Reach 225. I don't know what I'm going to look like at 225. I've actually been sick for the past couple of days. This is the day where I've actually felt the best. I haven't filmed for a couple of days. It's actually today's the 10th. Last day I filmed, I believe, was the 4th. Been sick, and because of that, I'm actually down to 325 right now, so I have 100 pounds left. Next is a fitness goal. Do a pull-up. I have never in my life done one pull-up. Most of my life, I've been a big guy. I've been pretty fat my entire life. I've always wanted to do a pull-up, always wanted to be really good at them suckers. So it's something that they do in CrossFit a lot, and that's something that I'm going to be working towards, something I've been working towards for the past couple of months that I've been doing them, and it's on my long-term goal. It's a big deal to me. May not be a big deal to some, but to someone that can't do it, it's a very big deal. Run a mile. I've never been able to also just run a straight mile before. Since doing CrossFit, I've been able to actually run for a decent amount of time, but still not a mile. And I'm building up. And eventually one day I want to get to where I can just go out and run for exercise. Let that be a part of my exercise, because I actually like it. I would just like to get better at it. I've gotten to where before I've gotten that runner's high from running enough to where I could breathe while running, and that's the biggest part, but it's still just that building up to the point where I can do it without stopping and, like walking for a little bit. I want to be able to run a continuous mile. That's a big deal to me. This next one is a little bit more of a medium-term goal, especially since I'm already close to it. I can't remember the last time I was below 300 pounds, or even just at 300 pounds. This is also a big deal to me, because by the time I'm down to here, I will have lost 70 pounds. That's a big deal. I'm already close to 50, which is a big deal anyways, but this is a more medium-term goal. But these are, as far as my long-term goals, I don't have any more long-term ones. I have a few more short-term ones that we're gonna go over though. For my first short-term goal, this is one I try to keep monthly. This is not like a threshold for me to hit and then just cross off a list. This is something I try to hit every month, and that is try to lose 10 pounds a month. Some people's like, that's not really a healthy rate. That's like 5 pounds every 2 weeks, 2.5 pounds a week. Somebody at my size, that's probably a lot more healthier than trying to lose like 20, 30 pounds a week or something like that. I don't, not a week, but 20, 30 pounds a month or something like that. 10 pounds a month. And so far, I've stuck to it pretty well. There was 1 month, it was around the 340 range. I was doing this the whole time. I was even strict on my diet, trying to eat better, and I was just at a plateau. You just come across those things whenever you're out there in the wild. We have something that we go to every year. It's called Dragon Con. Some of you may have heard of it. Some of you probably go to it. We try to go every year, have ever since 2015. Whenever I first went, I had a couple buddies that went before that. I'll actually probably be doing a vlog about it. By the time Dragon Con comes around, I want to be 315. I want to be 315 by Dragon Con. Reason being is because I used to have to buy a lot of 3X shirts. And 3X is a hard size to find in the nerd community, because a lot of us are just thick daddies and they're just hard to find. It seems like you can find anything in a 2X though. What I'm wanting to do is I'm wanting to fit into more 2Xs. This tank top's a little bit tight around the midsection right here. This is actually a 2X. I'm fitting into a 2X now. Used to be my 3Xs would fit this way whenever I first started losing weight. I'm starting to fit into some more 2Xs, which I'm proud of. My pants that I'm wearing are even 2Xs. They're joggers from Under Armour. They're just 2X. There's no actual pant size to it. But I'm starting to fit into more 2Xs, which is actually my next short-term goal. Now, I don't feel comfortable wearing all 2Xs. I have a few shirts that I can wear that I feel comfortable enough in, because I don't want to look like my clothes have just been painted on me. I'm close to this one, and I feel like 315 will be that for me, where most 2Xs will fit. Some 2Xs will fit, not most. I want most 2Xs to fit by this, to fit by Dragon Con. In October, towards the middle of October, I believe, we're going to Disney with my in-laws, which will be Rachel's, mother and father, and our brother-in-law and her sister, our family. That's going to be in October, which is actually within the realm of possibility for me to be able to be below 300 by the time I go to Disney, because in Disney the clothes are just smaller for some reason, and I want to be able to fit into a 2X in Disney. So I want to be below 300. I I want to break 300 by Disney. Remember the long-term goal that I had of break 300? Well, I have a short-term goal of a threshold to hit it by, and that is Disney in October. I have a few more fitness ones, but that would just take up too much of the board. These are the important ones. These are the ones that I wanted to show. I didn't have as many long-term ones, except for the ones that were just like really special to me as far as fitness goes that I really want to do, like push up and run a mile. There's a few just like weight-based ones that I want to do in CrossFit just later on that don't matter to these right here. So these are my goals, and goals are very, very important.
Everything affects our health. Even the weather, I think, affects our health. I mean,
yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Seriously, because when you have like arthritis and stuff, or storms come through, and you have aches and pains, and sunshiny days, you're like happier. Your mood, everything. Some people don't have the money to be able to go to a gym. Some people don't have the money to sign up for Weight Watchers, or things of that nature. Everybody can't afford to go out and have a membership for something like that.
I'm in the camp that you can't afford not to. That's my thoughts on it, is that some people you just can't afford to not try.
Well, but when you're putting a monetary value on it.
Right, that's right.
That you're looking at it from a totally different aspect, and that's what a lot of people base it on. They don't base it on, well, I can't afford to keep, gaining weight and being unhealthy, and I can't breathe good, and things of that nature. But when you were doing all that, you probably even had the thought of, we really don't have the money for me to go join the gym or go do this or go do that. You weren't thinking as far as your health that you had to.
Like what's worth more?
Yeah, what's worth more to me? That I can breathe better, I can sleep better, I feel better. Is it? People don't really think that way.
Yeah.
What you put in your body, I think, has a great effect on your health. It's such a big change, I think, like a lifestyle change, that you have to be so dedicated. And I think that, what was the question again?
What's the worst part about trying to get healthy? You was on a pretty good track there for a second.
Okay. Yeah, that's the worst part. Is because you do have to sacrifice. You have to give up so many things that you're used to eating that you just don't even think about eating. And like when you start exercising, that to me is that's also something that you have to put forth that effort to do. You know how hard it is.
Yeah, it is.
Doing CrossFit, you have to make yourself, sometimes you're tired, you don't want to do it, you just you have to make yourself do those things.
You know how I do it though?
How?
Used to, I would spend a lot of time playing video games. And that was my main hobby, if not my only one.
Yeah.
Actual hobby. And so what I had to do is I had to make room in my life for a second hobby, which was fitness. And so that's how I had to do it, to where I had to think of it as it's fun, I like doing this, and I do actually enjoy it, and that's how I stick to it. Because I actually enjoy going, I look at it as a hobby, and so that makes me want to be there. Yeah. If you don't think of it like that, if you think of it as torture, you're gonna last not very long.
That's where I'm at.
But you gotta find what works for you though.
I know, and I've got to start slow.
It's a journey.
It really is.
It's not an express
way.
The
whole thing is a journey.
Meal prepping is extremely boring. It doesn't make for entertaining content. It's not exciting video. So I'm gonna make this part quick in the video. The reason that I do meal prepping though is that you can keep a strict watch on what you put in your body, and hopefully I can cook all of my, at least most of my meals for the week. May not last a week, we'll see. If not, I'll just meal prep again. I just so happen to, it's Monday the 16th. It rained us out of work today. So I'm home, I've got time. It's 11:26, it's lunchtime. I actually end up eating lunch off of this. I'm not gonna show just a whole lot of it because it's meal prepping. I did it in the last one. I'm going to go ahead and get along with it, and you guys can see kind of what I'm doing for meal prep. I'm not an expert. Don't take my word for gospel on this. I'm not an expert by any means. I'm literally just doing this so I can have control of my diet because it's starting to spiral. Well, if for nothing else, I'm saving money.
You know, so funny, Debbie the other day said something in our meeting, and I don't know that you were there that day, I can't remember. Somebody said something about like drinking, it was like a new person was in there, and she said somebody said something about drinking water, and she was like, so you guys think that that's a main focus in your diet? And we were like, yeah. And she was like, well, I'm not saying that it's not. She was like, but Weight Watchers, you know, all liquids are liquids, essentially. She made some kind of statement like that, which you can totally take this out because I don't want, you know what I mean?
Everybody has different beliefs.
But she was just meaning like Weight Watchers was, because, you know, like diet drinks, I have personally followed somebody on the Connect app on Weight Watchers that she doesn't post as much anymore, but she used to post all the time. Her name's Brandy. She was awesome. She would post like all her meals and put like the point values, and she came up with these really easy meals that you could take to work and, you know, stuff like that because she worked. Right. And people asked her so many questions. So one of the questions that people had asked her so often was something about like drinking and, you know, or when she would post a picture of a Diet Coke is 0 points. And she put in there, she was like, I never changed from drinking Diet Coke. She didn't cut Diet Cokes out or nothing, and she's lost a ton of weight.
But see, I had to.
Right. That's different.
The sodium.
How different it is for everybody.
Yeah,
The
see,
sodium that
different.
is in there, because when I drink Diet Cokes and I don't drink water, that's sodium. But see, you got to consider, you got to put in the age factor there too.
Right.
Because like, you are a man. The age factor, you know, your sex, that depends, everything weighs into all that.
Well,
because
even
like, I'm not losing it as fast as I lost it when I first went into it and done it. I can't lose it as like Jeff doing it. He's lost so much more than what I have, and a lot of times we are eating basically the same things. I mean, pretty much, not all the time, but you know, a lot of our meals.
It's just it's a difference in body.
There's
like
so many things that you have to
see. What you don't know is that whenever you go to sleep, he goes and runs like 2 miles a mile.
No, he doesn't.
No, he doesn't. I remember a woman coming in, and she was up just a little bit, and I was like, well, you know, did you do anything different this week? How did you, you know, any changes that you can think of? Or she had ate popcorn the night before. Okay, popcorn has a lot of salt. If you salt it a lot. Now, you can eat air popcorn, you know, but if you eat popcorn that has any butter, salt, oil, anything like that on it, okay, there you go. Well, that probably was just enough what she had ate to cause her. And back then, you could eat popcorn, I think, easier than what you can now. But yeah,
because you used to get those 100 calorie bags.
The 100 calorie bag, and it was only like maybe
that and a glass of great water
points,
was.
And but that right there was enough to where I even learned you did not eat popcorn a day or two before a weigh-in, because it was going to cause you to be up, because it was going to cause you to retain fluid.
But I was talking with my wife last night, and I really wish I would have videoed it. It was actually would have been a really good conversation to show on here. There was an episode of a show that we used to watch, used to come on TV all the time, called Glee. I'm pretty sure everybody that's watching this has heard of it. And one of the main characters died in real life, and he died on the show. That's how they wrote him out of the show. Well, on his, send-off episode, they was looking at his gravestone, and it had his birth year and his death year, and it had a dash in between it. And they said that dash, that's his entire life right there. And, it was very beautiful to watch it. And I said this last night, that I'll go online and I'll see people's, their progress pictures. And they'll give, little shorthand accounts of, what their journey was like. And I'll see little bits and pieces of me in there as far as, I've went through that too. But the big thing that I've noticed is that I'll use my own weight as an example weight. People will be like, oh, I went from 370 to 225. It was tough, but I kept at it, and this, that, and the other. And that's amazing. I love seeing stuff like that. I absolutely love it because it gives me hope. It really does. But the thing that bugs me about it, about seeing it, is that dash in between the two numbers. What happened? You can give us a little text, little short block of text or whatever, saying, I did this, I did that, it was rough and all that stuff. I want to see that. I want to see the rough. That's why I'm sitting here interviewing people about what was the roughest parts of their weight loss journey. I'm going through a rough patch right now where I'm trying to just get control of my weight, and then it will start going back down because it was just doing this. Going from a month of not being as strict as I should have been to going and being sick and just shedding a bunch of weight. It just shed off of me within a few days, and all of that just made my weight just, it was bad. So now I'm just trying to calm it back in, and then it'll start going back down. Problem is, while that's something that I want to see, it still just doesn't make for that much of interesting content, not in my eyes. So that's why I'm going around interviewing people. I want to know what the worst part about it was. I want them to talk to me about it. I want them to tell me, hey, I went through the same things that you're going through. Hey, I experienced body dysmorphia. I had a problem with seeing old fat me and the less fat me, which is what I'm seeing right now. I'll have days where I'll go and look at myself in the mirror and I'll be like, man, dude, you look like you've lost some weight, man. You're looking good. Keep going, And those are the days that are good because, you kind of encourage yourself. But then there's days where you look in the mirror and you're like, you look like you've lost anything. You look the same. That's... I'm capable of dealing with thoughts like that. I would say I would say I'm a very mentally stable person. Not everybody has that luxury. So I can see where that would severely throw people off of the diet. Because for me, I've been able to keep it together. I'm like, no, but the scale doesn't lie. Your eyes will, but the scale don't. So today's Saturday, and talking about things that I've been doing to try to get a more healthy lifestyle. And this is one of this is so small that I do. It gets me out of the house, and I actually really enjoy it. Got a few friends that do it too. I've been playing Pokemon Go again. I played back whenever it first came out, and it's had a new resurgence. And I've been a Pokemon fan my entire life, so it's a way that I one of my main hobbies is playing games. This way I can play a game and get out of the house and just be a little bit more active anyways. And today happens to be a special Pokemon day. It's for one of the legendaries. I'm not going to go that far into it. It's stuff like this that I try to do a little bit more of because it gets me active and gets me out of the house. I mean, I wish Rachel would go with me, but she don't care nothing about it. So it's just me and a couple of my bros. Today's going to be a fun day. Stuff like this is fun. And I'm glad now that I've been losing weight. And I've been doing, been exercising more and stuff. And it makes stuff like this a whole lot easier. I'm able to go and walk because we do a lot of walking. It's fun that I'm actually finally able to go and do stuff like this now. As far as like getting tired super quick, super easy, wanting to sit down all the time. I actually feel like I want to move, and I like that. And I can tell that losing the weight has definitely contributed to that. So let's go catch some dank Pokemon, right? Raiding today is over. We're done playing Pokemon Go, and I'm back on my way home to pick up Rachel and pack, and we're going out to Gunnersville tonight. But before that, we're coming back to town and we're eating out, and it's a place that I would consider one of my weaknesses. It's Baumhauer's. It's a place for wings. Your boy can put away them wings. I don't know what I'm going to eat tonight. I don't know if I'm going to allow myself to indulge because I haven't ate bad today at all. I probably have the points as far as Weight Watchers to eat whatever I want. I don't know. Tomorrow, revival at Rachel's old home church starts, and they're going to be having food afterwards. So it's like, do I indulge tonight and chill tomorrow, or do I chill tonight and indulge tomorrow? Decisions. To be honest with you, it'd be easier to indulge tonight and chill on it tomorrow because I only let myself have one. Especially the rate that I've been losing weight and being out in the sun and today and sweating and doing some good walking and stuff today. I wouldn't call that just like a lot of exercise, but it's a little bit at least. I don't want to negate that completely by doing today and tomorrow, so it's one. I gotta pick one, so I don't know. So it is now Sunday, after Pokemon Go day, and I'm going out to eat at Baumhauer's, and I'm actually sitting down to eat a beautiful spread of food. I'm at my in-laws house right now. Yesterday I decided that I was going to indulge yesterday, get it over with, and not overdo myself today, because I felt like it would just be easier to chill on it today than it would be tomorrow. Than it would be to do yesterday. I learned something about myself yesterday. After we ate at Baumhauer's, me and Rachel went to go get Starbucks, and I got my usual drink. It's a mocha frappuccino. No, I'm sorry, a caramel frappuccino. And I used to get extra caramel and mocha drizzle, and I'm like, hey, I'm indulging, why not? Got to drinking it, and it was gross. It was not the dude that made it. It was not that at all, because it tasted like it always did, except for there was actually too much chocolate, which is not a feeling I have ever had in my entire life. That there was too much chocolate in something. And so it made me realize the less and less that I eat stuff like that, the more and more, the less and less that I enjoy
things like that, at least the abundance of it. It was hard to finish. I mean, but I finished because dadgummit, I paid for it, but it was rough. I don't want another one because that wasn't good. It didn't taste good. It was too much. That's not something I've ever experienced in my entire life, and that's good. I'm actually excited about it, except for the fact that I paid for it. But yeah, just a little update on Sunday. I actually feel pretty good about indulging yesterday instead of doing it yesterday and today, or just today. So, sky's the limit. Sorry, I'm a little lightheaded. It's Tuesday night. Just got done with CrossFit. And I'm on my way home. I'm soaking wet with sweat. I don't know if you can tell. My face is probably still red. I left about 5-10 minutes ago. So I've had a little bit of a moment to catch my breath, kind of calm down. I'm still a little lightheaded though. Today was kind of a rough one. I'll post the workout right over in this area right now. And we had to split that up into, thirds. Each person had a third of that. At the beginning of this, I had labeled out one of my long-term goals. And if you see on that, there was a 3-mile run that was split up into 3, so that means a mile run. I went today going into it not expecting to be able to run that entire mile continuous. Well, I'll put it on here right now, and I'll say it, that today I actually ran my first mile. I'm dead, but I can breathe and I feel good. I feel like I really honestly feel like I accomplished something. I accomplished something that in my lifetime I never ever honestly thought that I would be able to do. I always wondered, or just thought that maybe one day I'll be able to run one. Yeah, I did it. Kind of flabbergasted now, and just like sitting here thinking that I ran a mile. But I'm proud of myself. I'm very proud of myself. But I have concluded that tomorrow is where I'm going to wrap up filming on this, and it's going to be probably with my weigh-in, and that'll probably be it. Just to see where I'm at. Regardless if I lose or if I gain, it don't matter. It really don't matter, because the point of this is to get healthy. And a consequence or a side effect of getting healthy for me is going to include losing weight. So if I focus on getting healthy and being able to do more healthier things, then that's the real goal. That's the real purpose of this. Not to sit here and just, shed weight. That's not the only purpose of this. If I hadn't been pushing myself to get healthier and make healthier decisions, live a healthier lifestyle, and I'm gonna say healthier one more time just because I've said it 40 times, I wouldn't have been able to run my mile. And to me, that's worth it. The weight fluctuations, the worrying about my weight, trying to make sure that my diet is consistent again, trying to make sure that I stay on a schedule to go to CrossFit and work out, and make sure that I stay active, stay drinking water, all of that. It's things like today that make all of it worth it. And I'm glad that I did it. There's more that I have left to do. This right here has me so pumped that I'm just so stinking ready to keep going. Regardless if I gain or lose, I'm not gonna be discouraged by it, because regardless if I did, I ran a mile. I'm healthy enough to run a mile now. So now it's just to keep working, keep going. Got to get healthier. Cause am unhealthy.
I'm like a family, I live a simple life, I ain't into living lavish. You can catch me in the Chevy whipping through traffic. Backwoods gang, what it is, and I done stamped it. We some like a family. My understanding open up like your senses when you catch the aroma from a fresh lit cigarette. Something like a loner, used to be a stoner. Nicotine addict, ain't no organ donor. You don't want nothing from my shoes anyway. Plus I wouldn't trade them out with yours any day. Came up eating off a paper plate, fried bologna sandwich from the microwave. I could've threw my life away. I took so many chances with my freedom, it's a shame, and I'm the one to blame. I'm the one that y'all was probably calling lame. I ain't rapping for the fame, I'm just trying to get the game won. Rappers rapping lyrics all about something they ain't done. If I rap about the trap, it ain't the braggers, cause that's where I came from. Hopping on the trending topics, nowadays how you making money. I remain solid, ain't no puppet dummy. 10 toes down, how we coming, never running. LinkedIn in 15, and since then we been humming. To me it's loyalty over money. Done seen it rain and seen the sun, and whatever problems come around my way, believe I overcome them. I be on the come up, even when I reach the top. I ain't got no time to stop, I'm trying to think outside the box. I keep a heater on my side like the Emery on the Matchbox. Why I ever got the name Duke, I never asked Pops. Hit the studio and catch a vibe when the beat drops. Big shout out to Gridlock, he'll hold it down like the clasp on the wristwatch. TikTok, I don't even know if this is what you call hip hop. If it was a TV series, would my fans be?